Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Better one than Prince Andrew. Just when he thought it was safe to go outside again, he has been hit in the form of a new expose by Andrew Lowney. Entitled is The Story of Prince Andrew, and it is a corker. 4 years in the making, over 1,000 interviews. Andrew Lowney is a really great author. Right now, it's being serialized in the Daily Mail before its release. And it's one I would like to buy. One of the first quotes we see of it is, "The truth about Andrew would bury the royal family for good. He's widely known as a bore, and the book confirms what we've thought all along, that he and Ghislaine Maxwell had been lovers on and off. Now, they had met in college, and she introduced Andrew to Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein said, he's the only person I have met who is more obsessed with P-U blank blank Y than me." So he knew he wasn't a great guy. Now, according to bank records, from 1999 to 2007, Epstein gave Ghislaine more than $30 million to do his bidding and surround himself with people. Ghislaine opened doors for Jeffrey, introducing him to influential contacts such as Andrew. Now, Andrew would be a regular on the island. Well, we knew this already. According to Lowney, employees have told of Andrew openly groping young GIRLs. Andrew claims to have met Epstein early 1999. However, he and Sarah had known him for almost a decade by then. Jeffrey and Andrew had met in the early 90s. They became business partners, friends, and shared a lust for money and sex. Andrew's visits to the island were reciprocated with invitations to Ghislaine and Jeffrey to Windsor and Balmoral. Household staff claim Andrew was almost a fixture at Epstein's Palm Beach compound, according to Lowney. Andrew Lowney goes into intricate detail about all kinds of situations concerning Jeffrey, young GIRLs, and, well, you can imagine. The on-off relationship... Oh, wait a minute. First, do we want to... I've made all kinds of notes. But here you go. When you look into Andrew, and I'm going to tell you something that most people know. This isn't, as far as I know, in the book. I don't know. I haven't read the book. I've only seen some of the serializations, but I know a lot of things. Have you ever heard of Peter Nygaard? Well, he was a Canadian fashion magnate, international fashion houses, sold women's fashion. Isn't it funny? He also had an island, and he also had a private plane, and he also had convictions that matched the type that Jeffrey had. Same kind of stuff going on the island. Isn't it interesting? It's bad enough if one of your friends is found out to be that deviant and criminal. Imagine just having two. Can you imagine? And I've got pictures of Sarah and the kids, along with Andrew. on Nygaard's private island, don't you know? Yeah, yeah. But back to Andrew, the on-off relationship with Ghislaine was beneficial to him, not only in terms of what Epstein could do for him, but other lucrative deals she could set up and join in on. They did have a few joint business ventures that were basically scams. It goes into that in the serialization. Um, Now, when you get to Sarah, I mean, that's it. She's as boorish and awful as Andrew is. I mean, right from the beginning, their marriage, their engagement, it looked like a bloody circus act. But she's always been part of his life. Even now, despite the divorce, they've remained incredibly close. They live under the same roof. I think it was only for the first 2 years of the separation where she had rented a couple of houses, racked up tons of debt, and everything just went sideways. Since then, she's been living under Andrew's roof. But, and at the time when Andrew was doing all of his business ventures, an ambassador for British business and all of that, well, Sarah would pop up with him a lot on his overseas junkets. And it was clear that they were operating as a team. She was all about making connections through her ex-husband role. Remember the sting where she was, here we go, sitting there drunk, drinking wine, smoking cigarettes, saying $500,000 will get you a seat at the table, an introduction with my husband. Can you imagine? Yeah. Not only her wild spending, holidays, she racked up millions in debt. Absolutely. Part of it the Queen paid off. Part of it Fergie paid off with her various endorsements and books, but really, even all the work graft that she was doing, it was mostly the Queen. And you know who the other contributor was? Jeffrey. Jeffrey gave Sarah, it is rumored, $75,000 towards clearing her debts, and there's rumor that there was a little quid pro quo going on. And as ugly as it is, knowing what I know, what I've learned, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, Despite all of this, Andrew, keeps her close. Now, one thing, and we've all heard this, I don't know how many times, Andrew's always been said to be the Queen's favorite and therefore indulged, and that's part of his problem, his entitled behavior. Well, that's partially true. Another reason was to keep him close and under control, much like they pretty much had to do with Harry, that we know now. The Queen knew he was an oaf. She knew he was lazy. She knew he exhibited a lot of disturbing behaviors even back in his teenage years. At 17, now this is part that I haven't seen in the serialization. I don't know if Andrew Lowney is going to cover it. This one's from me. At 17, Andrew was sent to Lakefield College School. here in Ontario, a private boys' school in Peterborough, about 40 minutes north of here. He was there from all of January to June. He lasted 1 year, 1 term, 6 months. By the way, this is where Andrew got his nickname Randy Andy. It wasn't in college and it wasn't in the Navy. It was due to his behavior. Andrew was pulled out. Well, first of all, the nickname was, because he'd go after anything, Always up for it, as they like to say. Well, Andrew was pulled out of school and hustled back to Britain almost overnight. Now, if you want to know why, check out my video, Who is Marcus Anderson? It's in my Who's Your Daddy playlist. You get that? You learn the connections. You get a better idea of what's going on with the royal family. Now, I don't know what else this book is going to reveal, but the Peterborough claims, I doubt those will be mentioned. I've lived in this area for 30 years. And even before that, if you talk to people around here, the story's well known. And what ensued and why. But yeah, check out that Who's Your Daddy? And you will understand what happened. And why things are happening the way they are now. Andrew, his activities, his shady business partners, the graft, the kink, his wife. Controversy surrounds Andrew everywhere he goes. There's another video of mine you might want to check out, the Soho House Connection, because it's all connected. Now, Andrew Lowney, back to the serialization, he tells stories of Andrew on luxury yachts, surrounded by young models, doting on him. This behavior didn't end with yacht girls and paid entertainment yacht girls. Where have we heard that before? He was an sex pest towards his household staff even. From what those that interact with him have said, he was had a juvenile sense of humor as well as a real kinky bent as far as it was all concerned. He's a self-important bore with a twisted sex bent. He lives with an ex-wife she's betrayed him, she's humiliated him, yet, all is well. All is well. Andrew's a rat. And what Andrew Lowney has revealed so far, I think is just the tip of the iceberg where the corruption is concerned. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets into Andrew's business dealings. We know some of it, but it'll be real interesting to see. But that Peterborough story, that's mine. So far, it hasn't been in the book. I don't know if it will be. I doubt very highly that the information I provided is going to be in that book. We'll see. But check out those videos. Hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.